her goggles. It was Mabel. I didn't know what to make of her being there. But then when I went to relax my muscles in the hot tub afterwards and Mabel was there too, I started to get annoyed. Are you following me? This is a public facility. I've never seen you here before. Is torturing me at school not enough for you? Now I can't even train without you hassling me? I'm here to train too. Not everything is some conspiracy against you. Train for what? What do you think? The triathlon. You're doing the triathlon? Why? So I can finish what I started. Oh, well, so much for winning. I started to cry. Then a hand appeared in front of me to help me up. Why are you stopping? Mabel, you can win this. Go, you earned it. I know you were looking out for me during our training. I told you not to help me, but I'm glad you did. I was speechless. Come on, this time both of us finish or neither of us do. I couldn't believe that after leaving her behind all that time ago and how messed up things had become between us ever since, Mabel was willing to lose the race just to help me. She supported me, and we hobbled onward together. The other runners started to pass us. At the finish line, Mabel and I practically collapsed. We chugged water and caught our breath. We may not have won, but we finished, and we did it together. Mabel, I'm so sorry. I never should have put the race before our friendship. I'm sorry for all the time we lost because of my stupid, selfish, competitive streak. If I could go back, I'd do it differently. I'm sorry, too, for bullying you, and for being stubborn and taking so long to forgive you. Does that mean you forgive me now? Mabel didn't answer. She just wrapped her arms around me in a bear hug. From that moment on, Mabel and I were best friends again. I went to
Sensitive skin, Aveeno Calm and Restore Oat Gel Moisturizer, Aveeno Face Care.
That's one of those winning eggs you can't eat.
Darman is supposed to be changing lives, but instead, it seems like he's ruining them. Darman, the YouTuber whose entire channel is prefaced off having a moral high ground, is seemingly getting exposed for not having one himself. If you don't know of Darman, he is a successful YouTuber and entrepreneur who posts 4 short films on his channel every single week. These short films that he uploads get millions of views, and they're dedicated to tackling thought-provoking moral issues in society. He creates these cheesy and what some people think cringy storylines, and off the type of content he posts, you'd think that most of his content would be geared towards an audience of young kids. Darman owns and manages a video production company known as Darman Studios, and he probably wouldn't have thought that just a few years down the road, he'd have his own actors protesting outside of his studio against alleged mistreatment.
If you don't respect us, like, we're gonna show you that we need this, and if it hurts your brand, like, I'm sorry, you don't get to go around acting like you're a moral guru when you treat the people who helped make you like crap. It's not fair, and he's not gonna be able to pretend that he spreads good messages when he doesn't treat the people around him.
Darman lives this luxurious lifestyle with his wife and kids now, but it seems like he's not reciprocating even remotely a decent amount of energy to his actors that played a huge contribution to where he's at today. And I'm talking to the point where they're claiming they aren't even able to afford rent.
Not a single actor that works at Darman Studios can afford rent. This is a show that has millions of views across multiple social media platforms.
Over this past week, major actors that worked for Darman Studios' YouTube channel have spoken out to shed light on their ongoing issue of being considered contractors and not actual employees for the extremely successful channel. These past few days, as more and more actors have been coming out, Darman has only been coming under fire after people are hearing what these actors are having to say about their boss.
I'm gonna be brutally honest. I was really afraid, and still am very afraid, to press post on this video, much less record it. Listen, it's true. Darman has not been scaling his actor's pay as he has become a multi-millionaire. We are incredibly lucky, but I agree that the culture is not right, and I don't subscribe to a Big Brother agenda where you can't say anything and you're fired. So I'd rather look at this like an opportunity for Darman to practice what he preaches. And I think it's time I stand for those people, and I can't sit here and silently take work from Darman until this is addressed.
You'd think that on a channel that regularly gains millions of views per video on just YouTube alone, that there wouldn't be any issues with the pay to those who are helping actually produce the videos behind the scenes. Charles Lawlin, one of the actors, recently took to his Instagram story and revealed that several of the other actors also resorted to protesting. He said, "We asked for a meeting and we were told that we would not be given a meeting." He also posted a screenshot on his Instagram story that read, "What happens when you ask for a meeting? Officially fired. Hashtag protest Darman." And in the screenshot, it seemed as if one of the actors was fired via email that read, "We are emailing to inform you that you are no longer needed for this role. Jessica on this date, February 9, 2023. Thank you."
So in short, there is a protest going on at Darman Studios. And this protest is being organized and performed by a lot of actors who work with Darman. There are a lot of reasons why we're protesting, but the main one being we asked for a meeting with Dar because we were unhappy with the way we were being treated here at Darman Studios. Ultimately, we were told we would not get that meeting if you...
A day later, another actor came forward and she shared a really concerning incident about her experience working at the studio with Darman. And so concerning that she felt like her life was at risk over a TikTok video.
Sensitive skin. Aveeno Calm and Restore Oat Gel Moisturizer. Aveeno Face Care.
Finally, the director don't have to use real knife, we can use the spatula. I then proceeded to run out of the studio crying. I had a complete meltdown. There was no assistant directors on TikTok videos. There was only one director and a few actors, and that was just really unacceptable. Something like that happening, and they told me that everything to be changed, and the change wasn't regulated and it wasn't enforced, and it really changed how I viewed Darman. And for that, I stand with the actors. I stand still protesting Darman. Thank you for watching this video. It was really hard to get through. I'm sorry if I'm emotional because it is a very emotional thing.
Another actor who goes by Myra Mulroney also took to her Instagram to publicize her protest. And in her post, she poked fun at the way Darman titles his videos, saying, "Multi-millionaire ignores actors instantly, regrets it." Now, as you guys can expect, many people on social media were extremely disappointed to hear about all these things being said about Darman. And it completely changed their attitude towards how they view him as a person. Saying things like, "Dork comes to mind." Another user said, "No way Darman is firing the actors who made his channel what it is. The OGs are getting fired. Bro, this is insane." Darman made so many videos that his life turned into one of them. Anyways guys, this has been what's been going on with Darman and all the accusations coming out about him from former actors. I definitely want to know what you guys think about the situation in the comments down below. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.
cards, and more. So, if you're looking for the right deal on your pet insurance, looking to switch your home insurance, or searching for car insurance with £250 free excess cover, remember, Gov.compare. One click, and you're there.
I have the busiest life of anyone I know, and I love it. Dog walking, school clubs, field hockey, part-time job at the diner, babysitting. I did it all. Hi everyone, I'm Olivia from Massachusetts. Please like and subscribe. Not everyone understood why I liked to stay so busy, but Mabel was the only person who was a jerk about it. A nice dress, is it your grandma's? It's for ballroom dancing class, like you have any rhythm. That's what the class is for, genius. And why do you care so much about what I am doing? I don't care. I just think it's sad. You fill up all your time with pointless activities so you don't have to think about how lonely and pathetic your life is. Bully was too kind of a word for Mabel. She was evil. She hadn't always been this way. We used to be best friends. In fact, we were inseparable. Sleepovers, late-night phone calls about the boys we were crushing on. We were even lab partners in chemistry class. All of that changed the day of the triathlon. We made it through the swimming and the cycling segments of the race with no problems. We were neck and neck. And then, during the running segment, Mabel,
We want you to spend less with us using this, and the power of this.
tripped over a rock and fell hard. I think I've broken my ankle. Should I find a medic? Or maybe I can help you up so we can both finish? I felt guilty, but as the other runners raced past, all I could think about was beating them. Mabel had been so excited for us to do this together, though. No, you go ahead. I'm sure help will be here soon. I hesitated, but only for a second. Okay, I'll see you after the finish line. I sped off, leaving Mabel behind. Things were never the same after that. I tried connecting with Mabel over and over, but she wanted nothing to do with me. And then our paths just kind of went in opposite directions. I was still super competitive and always involved in sports and other physical activities, but Mabel became more introspective and artsy. She joined the theater club and even DJ'd on weekends. Sometimes I still miss her, but then she'd shove me into a locker or make fun of me behind my back, and I'd remember that she's a bully and a jerk. I'm better off without her. As my partner Pierre twirled me across the dance floor at class that night, I felt everything else fade away. All my cares and worries, even my other hobbies. It was nice to let go. But after class, Mabel's words were ringing in my head. I stopped to talk to Pierre. We didn't go to the same school, but we were the same age, and he knew me better than almost anyone. You don't think she was right, do you? She has a point. You move
Say hello to Go.Compare, the new way to compare prices on insurance, credit cards, and more. So, if you're looking for the right deal on your pet insurance, looking to switch your home insurance, or searching for car insurance with £250 free excess cover, remember Go.Compare. One click, and you're there. Go.Compare.
stop like a shark. Almost like you're afraid if you stop swimming, you'll drown. A shark couldn't pull off these moves. Come on, be serious for a second. What are you trying to escape from? Right now, this conversation. I stomped off. Whatever you say, shark girl. What was everyone's problem today? I expected that treatment from Mabel, but I had to admit it hurt to hear Pierre agree with her. The next day, Mabel was laughing in the hall, and her stupid friends kept glancing over at me. Finally, I had enough and marched right up to them. What's so funny? Nothing. I signed you up for the triathlon, that's all. What? You can't just sign another person up without their consent? Fine, don't do it then. You're obviously too scared. I was smart enough to know she was manipulating me, but my competitive side was drowning everything else out. Scared? I wasn't scared of anything. I don't mind, I'll do it. Besides, I'm not the one who couldn't finish. That wiped the smirk right off Mabel's face. I felt satisfied as I strode off down the hall, but then my guilt came rushing back. Whatever, why should I feel guilty? She's the one who put me in this position. I threw myself into training. If I was going to do this, I was going to win. I swam laps in the pool, biked up a mountain to build endurance, and ran everywhere instead of taking the bus. One morning, when I came up for air in the pool, I was surprised to see another person swimming laps. Usually this early, I was the only one here. Wow, she was fast. She pushed herself up on the other side and removed her goggles. It was Mabel. I didn't know what to make of her being there. But then when I went to relax my muscles in the hot tub afterwards and Mabel was there too, I started to get annoyed. Are you following me? This is a public facility. I've never seen you here before. Is torturing me at school not enough for you? Now I can't even train without you hassling me? I'm here to train too. Not everything is some conspiracy against you. Train for what? What do you think? The triathlon. You're doing the triathlon? Why? So I can finish what I started. I had to admit, I respected her for that. Maybe we could train together. I don't need your help. She got up and left. I don't know why I even offered. She could have at least been polite, but I guess that was too much to ask from Mabel. Well, at least I had the hot tub to myself now. At ballroom class later that night, I was dancing furiously. Usually, I was able to let everything else slip away, but this time I couldn't focus. Hey, this isn't your triathlon. Slow down. It's supposed to be fun. I'm so tired. I know I'm not being a very good partner. Are you kidding? You're great. Everyone else here needs me. What's on your mind? It's Mabel. She signed up for the same triathlon I'm doing. She has the right to, doesn't she? I'm not saying she can't. I just don't know why.
Gala bingo. Where a little joy goes a long way.
Now, after all this time. I remember when you guys used to be attached at the hip. I know you still miss her sometimes, even if you won't admit it. Actually, you don't know that, because I don't miss her. I stomped off again. Watch out, shark girl coming through. All throughout training leading up to the triathlon, Mabel was like my shadow. Everywhere I looked, she was doing the same thing. If I was on the treadmill, she in increased her speed. If I was in the pool, she swam just a little bit faster. It didn't intimidate me because being fast in controlled conditions was very easy compared to the triathlon, which took place outdoors, and that was where I dominated. We didn't speak again after that conversation in the hot tub, but we were never far from one another. It made me notice how careless Mabel was with her safety. So when she wasn't looking, I tried to help. All the training had me exhausted. My mom must have noticed because she brought some cookies and tea to me in bed one night. I know you don't like quitting, honey, but there's no shame in walking away from something that's no longer making you happy. You don't have anything to prove to anyone. Mom, I can't just walk away. Mabel would never let me live it down. Mabel is your friend. She's not going to judge you for taking care of yourself. She's not my friend. She's my nemesis. We haven't been friends in a long time. I know, sweetie. I guess I just always hoped you two would find your way back into each other's lives. Now eat your cookies before your dad steals them.
Say hello to Go.Compare, the new way to compare prices on insurance, credit cards, and more. One click, and compare.
I didn't have the heart to tell my mom that that was never going to happen. Plus, my mouth was full of chocolate chips. That night, I dreamed I was going for a jog, when suddenly the whole world turned into a treadmill. I wanted to get off, but I knew